well, but you were so close to getting a point out of this game this afternoon.
Yeah, too close. Getting a bit tired of it now, to be honest. Performance again, certainly first half I thought we were excellent. I think maybe the change in subs, we need to look at our subs, about the impact that they made or didn't make when they came on. I felt like their subs came on and really made an impact. Put us on the back foot somewhat, and we just soaking up a little bit of pressure, but still didn't really feel like they were hurting us. A couple of routine saves for Johnny, and we were comfortable sort of being uncomfortable, if you like. But yeah, it's a tough one to take. Again, we know about numbers and hammer sides. It's part of our mantra. One little switch off, but the story is early in the game we have 3-4 chances where we should absolutely score. Changes the game, maybe quietens the crowd down a little bit, I'm not sure. But look, they were really resolute. Credit to them. They kept going and kept going and kept going and waiting for a little crack in our armoury, and unfortunately for us, that's what we saw.
Yeah, you mentioned the first half. I felt you definitely shaded it, and as you said, just those chances that went begging, and it's been a bit of a recurring theme, hasn't it, from yourself, that you need to take those chances, and if you do, it's a different game.
Not really sure what much more we can do. We're signing players of the calibre of Danny Waldron and Callum Stewart, who have scored big numbers at the level below. We've got Matt Lowe, who was incredible last year and has been this year. We've got Morgan Roberts, Scott Pollock, Connor Hall, who scored lots of goals in his career. Miracle Okafor. It's not easy to recruit for Brackley, because of we're still earning the right to have our names amongst the names of this division. So I suppose we're not the sexiest club in the world, but I feel like that's pretty incredible recruitment, and probably should warrant more of a return in goals. It's anyone who says that we're not recruiting right, or we haven't got the firepower, should really give their heads a wobble. But from our perspective, I think we're creating lots of chances. First half today, like you say, we certainly shaded it. I thought we were excellent out of possession. When the ball turned over, we were really brave. That's why we went with Shane and Pricey, just because you probably won't get two better who handle the ball. I thought they did it really well. We really got into our rhythm, looked really dangerous. Maybe should have had a bit more composure in the final third. But certainly chances coming by. As staff, we were a little bit bemused as to what more we can do. So, got to just keep plugging away, keep giving it a go. But it's a tough one to take today. The second one's a little bit immaterial. We're going for it just to try and get the equaliser with a minute to go. So, disappointing that they managed to get that breakaway. But certainly the first goal, there's something that we can do about it. Again, it's part of our setup out of possession. People have got to be leaders and get it out. We haven't got Gaz Dean today or Zach Lilly. That's coming here. It's always going to be tough anyway, let alone not having them two. But I feel like we should have had the concentration to see the game out, especially when I feel like we deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a consolation to you, but our colleagues from BBC Essex said that you were probably the best side that have come to Roots Hall this season. That's no consolation right now for you, but I guess you're probably sick and tired of hearing that.
Listen, it's a lovely compliment. Yeah, it's very flattering, but I'm just tired of it now. I'm a winner, and we want this club to be a winning football club. So look, we've been a winning football club for a long time, but we're amongst a different calibre of opposition now. And like I say, if we were being outplayed every week, I would concede that I felt Wildstone probably deserved to beat us. Outside of that, I can't say there's a game that we shouldn't have taken points from, all three or a point. Honestly, there's not another one I can recall, but I'm humble enough to say that I felt Wildstone absolutely deserved that win that night, whether we had an off night or wouldn't want to take credit away from them, because I thought they looked really sharp and on it. But I'm tired of playing well and not getting points. We've got to start taking responsibility and being accountable for ourselves. I don't want to be the jolly boys out in, got a day out at Southend. Like, we've worked so hard to get ourselves in this position. I'm not just willing to have a day out every other week. I want to win.
We get a chance now to pick yourself up, a break from the league next weekend, a game that all the supporters will be looking forward to. Notts County coming to St James Park. Needless to say, that's a massive game, but I guess, a little bit of pressure off, but you want to put on a show for your home supporters and for the TV cameras next week.
Yeah, listen, it's great times for the football club and the supporters. You know, I'm over them, and the supporters today were absolutely superb. You know, gave the players an absolute rousing reception like they always do, because they know that, you know, the levels are, you know, levels of hard work, desire, and doing a job and a half are through the roof. They know that we're in every game and that we're competitive. But look, you know, internally now we know that we've got to start really clamping down, and maybe we've got to separate the men from the boys a little bit and really start doubling down on, you know, being professional and winning games. So going into the FA Cup game, I'm really pleased for the players, because they deserve a week where they can go out and just, you know, have a free hit, because, you know, there's nothing expected of us. Maybe people will say there was nothing expected of us today, but, you know, we can go there tomorrow and really give a brilliant account of next week, and really give a brilliant account of ourselves, and you know, try and write FA Cup history, which is fantastic, and I'm sure we'll pick ourselves up. But, you know, make no mistake, like we're writing it every game, but the players now need to really stand up and be accountable. We need to hit the back of that net when we're getting chances, because it's, you know, we are creating. If we weren't creating, I'd be looking at myself a little bit more. But look, I'm accountable, so, you know, I'm not going to totally wash that away from me. We've got to start making it work for us.
Well, Gavin, absolutely, and you made a really good point, didn't you? You're creating chances. You get the feeling at some stage something's got to give, and hopefully that'll be next weekend, and you can get back on the horse against Notts County in that huge game.
Yeah, let's hope so. Thanks, mate. Good work.
Thanks, Gavin.
Thanks.